En tres, dos, uno. Para mi gente que habla español, yo soy el más chingón que existe, mi amigos. Porque yo soy el Pentagon. Cero Miedo. Yo, I'm pretty sure you're like, what the hell is going on? My volume levels have peaked, but if you're watching this on YouTube, I got a legitimate luchador mask from my favorite wrestler, Pentagon, who wrestles right now for AEW. I got this mask in Mexico by a mask maker. When I went into the shop, I'm like, yo, I want a Pentagon mask. He looked at me with no hesitation. He said, you got a big ass head. I was like, I know I do. You got anything that'll fit me by Pentagon? He's like, yeah, of course. I got one left that might fit you. I put it on tight fit, and I absolutely loved it. Gold trimming. I'm like, yo, I gotta take this. How much is it? 70. Goddamn, $70. I thought I was in Mexico. Isn't this stuff supposed to be like cheaper? Nope. It's handcrafted, really good material. These are the style of masks that they wear in the ring, so it's like pretty thick, but it's gonna take a beating. It's not gonna rip really easily. The only thing that I totally forget that it has no ear holes. So even though I have headphones on, it's at full blast because I cannot hear myself. So if I sound like I'm yelling, it's because legitimate I cannot hear myself in this mask. But it's Halloween weekend. Let me partake in the festivities of Halloween, even through COVID, and have some fun. Let's record the episode in a luchador mask. Also, let me show you, if you're watching the YouTube version, in front of me right now, we're supposed to wear face masks. Obviously, you go out, be safe, wear face masks. I got a face mask in the style of the mask that I have on, again, by another mask maker, like a legitimate, like, luchador mask maker. He ended up making face masks, and I'm like, yo, I gotta cop this. I love it. Also, it's a little too thick, but I like it. It's pretty cool. But I'm gonna show you something. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube, hopefully you guys are. But next to me, I'm telling you, I am a huge fan of wrestling. So in front of me, I have an autograph picture by my favorite wrestler right now, Pentagon, his brother Phoenix at the bottom, and it's a original art piece by an artist. So I even got the artist to sign it. But yeah, all right, that's enough about wrestling. Hopefully I didn't scare you guys with my impression of El Pentagon. Cero Miedo. So let me talk a little bit about that mantra, the Cero Miedo, zero fear. There's a player on the San Francisco 49ers, George Kittle? I don't watch American sports, so I do apologize. But he's adopted the mantra. He's a huge wrestling fan, and he ended up becoming a big Pentagon fan. So every time he makes like a huge play on the field, he looks for the camera and does the mannerisms, the zero fear, cero miedo, in the camera. And then obviously when he interviews, he talks about zero fear. And I'm like, yo, that's actually, even though it's wrestling, yes, and I get it, it's all entertainment, it's a pretty good mantra to live by. Live your life with zero miedo. So let's talk about Halloween. Well, very quick. I'm pretty excited. Maybe I love Halloween because it's the fat guy in me. I'm still fucking fat. So don't think that, oh, he lost weight, he thinks he's skinny now. Hell no. I know. I went from like really, really, really morbidly obese to just fat, you know? That's the easiest way to put it. I didn't go from like morbidly obese to skinny or slim thick. I just went from morbidly obese to fat, which to me, that's a huge win. 220 pounds weight loss. Wait, how do you dab? The Halloween candy? You know it's going to be half off the next day. So that's what I'm super excited about. I think my favorite candy, it's probably anything with peanut butter. Damn. No wonder I'm fat. Peanut butter. So if it has peanut butter, more than likely your boy's probably going to eat it. Reese's peanut butter cups. Y'all ain't safe. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for that ass. Quarantine. I started drinking a little bit more. Not because I was sad, but just because I was bored. And then the boredom did turn into sadness. And I'm like, it's probably not a good idea. So I would catch myself just drinking because I don't know when or how, but from one day to another, I said, cool, I'm gonna stop drinking completely. And it wasn't like I'm an alcoholic or anything, but I was like, it's not really healthy. You're adding, in a sense, poison and to your body. and also that includes food too. So it's not like, ooh, I'm super health freak, but I was like, well, if I can start with something, and if I can fight temptation on this, I can do almost anything. So that's what I started doing. And, it has come to my attention because I've noticed things now that the older you get, I guess the easiest thing to do when it comes to hanging out is let's go get a drink. Let's go eat and get drinks. Anytime there's a party, it's always like, let's drink. And I'm like, damn, I know that there's more to do than just drink. And I'm not saying that that there's something wrong with drinking, but it's just everything that I would be doing with friends would revolve around drinking. So I would be that guy who has a Diet Coke the whole time. Slowly but surely, people respected it, and I love it. But I got asked about the tequila collection that I have here. You have this amazing tequila collection. You're telling me you don't drink? I said, no. I think the only time that I catch myself drinking in the past 3 months is when I have a guest in the studio. I guess that's my way of, hey, thank you for coming. I always have water, and I'm like, you want to start off, loosen up with a shot? They're like, yeah. And it's not just like any tequila. Obviously, I got like Clase Azul, 1942, Reserva Familia by Jose Cuervo, which is not the cheap one. It's the one that costs like $150. Dos Artes and yeah, so it's not like Patron, or it's not like Coralejo, things that you think are good, but in reality they're not. And I think I that's the only time, and it's only one. And slowly but surely, I have gone out. Now, I've been playing a lot of tennis. That's my go-to thing now. I try to be active, get out of the house, because I work from home. So from 8 to 5, I'm home in my studio office. And after that, I catch myself in my studio office, maybe playing a game or recording one of these episodes. And I'm like, yo, I got to get out. Like, I'm getting bored of being here. Because when I used to go into the office, my one joke is like, what do you look forward to? Leaving so I can go home. Now I'm at home. So what do I have to look forward to? Nothing. So I started going out more, like to the park and, riding my bike and playing tennis. And I'm doing this like 3 times a week. And my buddy the other day was like, hey, bro, thanks for introducing tennis. I'm not out drinking. I'm not out gambling. And I feel so much better. And I'm going out and being active. I'm like, oh, thank you. Tennis is my new thing besides riding my bicycle. So when it comes to riding my bicycle, when I was like 500 pounds, that was my... Oh, I got the hiccups. That was my one thing that I really wanted to do. But at 500 pounds, there's very few bikes that are going to be able to support you. And if they do, usually the wheel bends. So I said, when I lose weight, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ride a bike. So when I started losing weight, I said, I think I'm at that level. Let's go buy a bike. So I went and bought like an entry-level bike, not a Walmart bike or like a Kmart, like a department store bike, like a legitimate intermediate level bike. That shit costs like almost $600. And I rode that everywhere. Well, not too long ago, I finally did some damage. I'm 300 pounds, so your boy jumped off this little hill and the wheel bent. All right, well, because of quarantine, production and things like that. And also because of quarantine, people are riding their bikes more. So a lot of parts were sold out everywhere. Websites were sold out. So it took me something that I could have just gotten within a week. Even the bike shop was like, dude, I don't know where to find a wheel, like a brand new wheel with the hub. And I said, all right, well, give me some time. That shit took like 2.5 months to get a wheel. But yeah, man, I got a bike and I've upgraded it, and I'm just so blessed to ride a bike. I'm telling you guys, I know it sounds so cheesy and simple, but riding a bike at one point was not a reality. If I travel and that city has like rental bikes, like within downtown or things like that, where I can ride a bike, enjoy the views, I'm going to do it. So I guess the number one thing that I hear a lot about on TV, on the internet, on the social medias is politics. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to do a friendly PSA reminder. Go vote. 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 Go vote. Go vote. Yeah, pretty simple. Go vote, guys. Go vote. That's it. Not gonna tell you who. Just go vote. It's my friendly PSA. Again, I have certain things that I try to stay away from. It's politics, religion, and sports. But I think just stating the obvious. What was it? The Lakers won. For the biggest thing is like, the Lakers won for Kobe, which again, I'm not a big basketball fan, but I do respect the whole idea of like doing this for a fallen comrade, Kobe. I mean, all I know is I don't know too much about basketball, but the little I know is pretty much Kobe and Michael Jordan. So big ups to that entire city, to every fan that is like a huge Laker fan. I know that was like a huge deal this year. All right, cool. Enough about sports. I don't really like talking about it. I'll stick to my fake shit, which is wrestling. So I've been asked a few times by a couple of my friends. They're like, hey, do you ever plan on doing a Spanish episode? And I have thought about it. The thing is, my listener base only speaks English. And then also, I didn't want it to be like a Latino thing or like a Mexican thing. I'm just a Latino who has a podcast, and that's it. I just wanted to leave it at that. But then I know that if I were to talk like in Spanish, the only thing that I know so much more and feel comfortable talking in Spanish would be about soccer, and then the people who are listening would be like, what the fuck is he talking about? So I probably left it as is. I'm just gonna keep it in English. But talking about languages, there is a something that I saw on TikTok. The guy is an actual like professor in academia of linguistic studies. He's a doctor as well in linguistic studies. And he made a TikTok talking about how again, this is out of my realm, and I have reached out. Hopefully I can get him on the podcast. But it talks about people who speak multi-languages and are able to switch from one language to another. And I know growing up, my parents hated when I did that. It's either you talk English or you talk Spanish. Don't mix them up. And yes, in a professional sense, don't mix them up. You don't want to do that. But he kind of talked about being able to use our brains a little bit more when we're able to switch. And what do I mean by that? So if you're able to talk like a certain language, y después cambias a la diferente idioma, and then you start talking español, and just being able to do that, that means that you're using more brain power. And I'm over here like, I thought it was dumb. No, it's the fact that you're able to use more brain power, and we should embrace it in a sense. Obviously, in the growing stages of a child, you should definitely embrace it. In a professional sense, you probably don't want to do that. But when I heard that, he mentioned studies and all that, I'm like, oh damn, all right, not too bad, because I am able to switch from one language y después hablar de idioma, and then go back to the same language that I was originally talking to, y después puedo cambiar el tema of what I'm talking about. Puedo hablar de la lucha libre, about sports, de política, or de religión, and then I can go back to a different language. And I'm pretty sure everyone will understand what I'm talking about. You use a little bit more brain power, because you, like right there, I feel like I was talking faster than what my brain was able to catch up to. But that's something that I have learned through TikTok, and fuck man, I'm talking again about TikTok. Oh well, that I absolutely just have been so intrigued by, hence why I reached out. Like, all right, you know what? Maybe not the whole hour, because I know I try to value people's time. But if I can get him on for like 15 minutes, talk about linguistic studies and the way that our brain works, and the way that society understands the combination of languages, just to get an insight, I guess it won't be too spicy, pun on the podcast, but it'll be super educational to get someone to talk about that, just because I was super intrigued by it. I don't know how the hell did I just bring that up, but I highly recommend. I know TikTok is all about the dancing. When everything opens up, the clubs open up, you hear a song, like for example, Savage Love, do 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 do. Like people are gonna be doing that motion. Yo, I've been actually watching a lot of I've been watching on YouTube a lot of actual, again, everything is dancing, but I've been watching more intricate dancing videos, instead of just doing hand motions and calling that dancing, which technically by definition it is. But I'm like, yo, when the clubs open, they better be ready. That dance floor, get the hell away from me, because I'm taking this over. This floor it may or may not be on fire once I'm done dancing on it. Okay, that's what I'm super excited, because let's be honest, once all this is over and things open up, we're going to get a lot of the hand motions, and people are going to be like, oh, this is dancing. Again, by definition it is, but I miss the old school, Missy Elliott dancing. I thought that was absolutely incredible. She gave dancers a platform to be on that was much more than just a couple arm motions. Again, am I a hater? Just a little bit. But hey, it gets people views, so I can't hate on that too much. But I'm just not the biggest fan of that style of dancing, just the hand motions. Something that I do appreciate TikTok for is all the straight to the point tutorials on how to do something very quick. For me, I get a lot of photography, so I appreciate on how to take a better photo quick, 1 minute. Oh, that's super easy. I can do that. How to edit a photo in a certain style. 1 minute, we're done. It doesn't, hey, how's it going? What's up, guys? This weekend, kind of like a podcast. No, I don't give a fuck about that. Just tell me how to do it, what I need to do, and that's it. That's what I love about this new platform. And then this is the second time I've talked about it, but guys, I highly recommend to at least just dabble in it. It's pretty fun. I'm not going to lie. It's actually pretty fun. I know this episode is going to be very short. It's, I believe, the first episode that I did not take notes on. I just said, yo, let's go top of the dome. Let's see what you can talk on. Do I have the skill for that? Not really. Definitely no. But it was a try. It was a test trial. And again, guys, thank you so much for listening. You guys don't understand, or maybe I'm just rushing this because this mask is super hot. Okay, like I said, it's pretty thick. All right. And also, even with the headphones, I can't hear myself very, very well. But it was a test try. I absolutely loved it. And it was my opportunity to kind of share with you how fucking nerdy I am. But yeah, again, guys, thank you so much for listening. It's such a weird episode. All right, guys, it's the shortest episode that I probably have had. It's pretty strange. But thank you so much for watching, listening to the Real Spicy Podcast. I'm going to try to do these on a weekly basis, but there's only so much that I can talk about before it gets kind of boring, and try to keep it entertaining. As you guys will notice, there's a couple, sometimes people have noticed, there's a couple jump cuts just because I catch myself going on tangents about something that has nothing to do with the topic that I was initially talking about. But a lot of butts today. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Hopefully you guys watch this one. Actually, I really want you guys watch this one because your boy has a mask on. But I'm gonna end this out with a quick little promo. Muchas gracias por escuchar el Real Spicy Podcast. Y para la gente que habla español, acuérdense que somos los más chingones que existen, señores. Y acuérdense que yo soy el Pentagon. Cero. Miedo.